Hey everybody, welcome to the HCG Secrets page. So if you're on this page, I wanted to hopefully make this kind of quick. I'm kind of out in the middle of the fields here back home where I grew up. The sun's starting to set, so I don't have too much time before I run out of light here. Probably the lighting probably sucks anyway, but I wanted to hit on a few points under the HCG Secrets. This product has come up and moved really fast through the market, and it's become really, really popular. It's being sold all over the place. The problem is, that I kind of explained in the About Us section, and I think I kind of explained it a little bit on the homepage in that video as well, is, a lot of the other companies, and I don't want to poo-poo on anybody and, say that they're not great, but they're just not asking the questions that need to be asked. They're not doing the research that needs to be done. They're not giving the answers that need to be given, and that's a problem. Right now, for example, you go to GNC, you can get a product on their shelves. It's an HCG product. Well, if you read the box, it says no hormone. Well, as we all know, HCG is technically a hormone, right? So that means they're using a fake product. That they're not actually giving you the product that it's supposed to be. And so if you read the label, they put in all these like crazy amino acids and all this stuff. And basically what they're trying to do is create an energetic structure, a molecular structure that mimics the actual HCG product. Well, guess what? Who knows how each person's going to metabolize all of those different products, all of those different ingredients? Who knows? So my body is not the same as your body, obviously. And I'm not saying just in our physical appearance. I'm saying in the essence of our skin tone, right? So we may have very different skin tone. The moisture of our skin, the thickness of our skin, our muscular stature, our bone structure, how we digest food, how we express our energy, how we express frustration, anger, anxiety, all of those things, happiness, all of those things are very different in each of us. So how can you create all of this stuff and we don't know exactly what it's going to create? However, you take a pure product, the HCG as an ingredient, right? In the human body, when it's released into the human body, it creates a neuro and biological response within the body. Everybody's is exactly the same, because it's naturally occurring in the human body. That's what it is. You create a whole bunch of different things that are supposed to mimic something. The combination of all those, we have no idea what it does. So what the myths that I'm trying to, I think, help you guys understand is, first of all, there's a lot of fake product out there, and be very careful. Just know the company that you're working with. Ask a lot of questions. Make sure that you're getting, a product that's pure and natural, which I will say Vibrant Life is. Another thing, if it's a whole bunch of amino acid base, be careful. If it's a natural HCG with a bunch of amino acids, think about the fact that it's going to change the structure of that exact ingredient, and the combination of all those pulls it from being natural. So now it's not natural HCG, it's natural HCG plus all of these other, molecular structures. So is the response going to be as good? Is it going to be, better? Who knows? The fact of the matter is that when I started seeing all of these amino acid based products and stuff with all these additives, I started asking labs questions. So, this company uses that lab. I went and asked them and said, hey, I'm thinking about, maybe working with you guys. Tell me about adding amino acids to HCG, or tell me about using a molecular structure that isn't HCG, but it mimics HCG. Tell me about that. And they said, well, there's no research. And I said, well, what do you mean? How could there be no research? This is a product that they're creating to sell to, thousands and thousands of people. How is there no research? And they said, well, it's a marketing idea. And I said, okay. It definitely differentiates them from me, right? Because my product is HCG, that's it. It's purified water, and the 20% alcohol base, which homeopathic products need, just to kind of clear that myth. The 20% alcohol base is actually what it does is it gives it the product preservation, so you don't have to refrigerate it. It creates a longer shelf life, once again by preservation, so that the product doesn't break down, it doesn't mold, it doesn't start to lose its potency. That's what it's for. And then also it opens up the capillaries and allows for better absorption of the product. And so, we've tried glycerin base, we've tried a bunch of other ones, and we ended up finding that the shelf life was actually decreased so low that it really hurt the value that the customer got. You basically opened it, had to use it right away, otherwise it didn't last. So we went ahead and stayed with the original, the original program. So back to it, I'm asking all these labs, and so I started checking this company, that company, that company, that company, and they all use all of these different, laboratories across the U.S., and I started asking. Then I went to my own lab. I said, hey, what is the theory behind all of these, amino acids being added and all this other stuff, all these additives? And they said, there isn't any. It's marketing. So I said, wait, you're kidding me. So out of 8 different laboratories in the United States, and I didn't check out of the United States. I only checked in the US because we don't need to be buying this stuff from overseas or anything else. So I started asking all these questions. 8 out of 8 all said the same thing. It's a marketing idea. That's it. It differentiates people a little bit, but there's no research. So what I started doing was calling people and finding out and asking questions. How much weight do you lose? Sorry, we got a plane going overhead, so if you can't hear me, I apologize. But I started asking people, what are your results? How has it changed when you started adding these additives? Well, that's pretty loud, pretty tight. So, sorry, we got some mosquitoes flying around too. Okay, so I started asking, what's the change? Is there an improvement? Is there increased weight loss? Like, what is it? And to be honest, nobody could give me a clear-cut answer and say, yes, here's this result, here's the difference, here's what we've seen, here's the results, here's how we, created a control group, all that. There isn't any. I know for a fact that Vibrant Life, when we control a group of people and we know exactly what they're eating, when they're eating, and everything else, and we really keep them, on point, 1.18 pounds a day is our average weight loss. That's fantastic. That's amazing. And so far, I've never seen another company who can give you that data. There's nobody. And so what I want to do is just make sure that you guys understand there's a lot of fake stuff out there. There's a lot of synthetics. Be very careful. There's a lot of stuff that's, it's basically a mock-up, and they're trying to create the product in a way that isn't necessarily ideal, I guess, would be the best thing to do. The other thing also is a lot of people are still using that old protocol, which I've probably mentioned on a few different videos, but it's very important. The Dr. Simeon's protocol, which pretty much anybody who gets involved with HCG understands. You guys know a little bit about it. It was written back in 1954. The entire experiment and everything that created this, this product was written a long time ago. And a lot of things have changed. And if you look at actually the diet structure, the diet program and the foods that are listed, why certain foods are in it, the reason for that, if you actually look at why those are, it's all region-based. If you look in Italy during that time in that region where he was, when he was doing these experiments, chicory, fennel, the lettuces that he's used, radishes, tomatoes and cucumber and asparagus and stuff like that, those were the staple vegetables that were available at that time. If you look, Americans don't eat a lot of veal, right? So why is veal on the menu? I mean, that's a very odd thing. And I know there may be very many people who are saying, oh, you're crazy because veal's amazing. And it might be. I don't know. Particularly I don't eat it. But that's not a very common food here in America. So why is it on the menu? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, we've gone out, we've done all this research, we've found the answers to a lot of these questions that nobody's asking. And so I just want to make sure that you guys are very aware of what you're getting yourself into. Don't look at somebody who's using old data and saying, oh, this is the only way to do this, because it's bullshit. There are better options. There's more foods. There's additives. There's things that you can do to make this a very, very enjoyable, very, very successful program. And that's our goal. Our goal is to help you guys make sure that you get the result that you want. So whatever it is that's in your mind, whatever it is that you want to see in your body, we're here to help you make sure that you get that. So any questions that you guys have about HCG or anything that you kind of heard, you don't know, let me know, and I'll do anything that I can to find the answer if I don't know it, or I'll go ahead and just answer it for you. So I wish you the best of luck, and if you got questions, I believe below me there's an Ask Joe link. So use that, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.